Hi, and welcome to Radio Free Decipher once again, and today is a special day for us, Evan.
It is a very special day for us.
It is our 100th episode spectacular today, so we have all kinds of events planned for you.
Yes, we're basically going to give you, toward the end of the broadcast, there's going to be a few clips tacked on to the end of the episode.
We have, for a while now, known that the 100th episode was going to eventually get here because, you know, we know math.
Yes.
And so we've been saving all of the dumb things that we've done over the years on
bloopers,
Radio Free Decipher.
outtakes.
So we have a lot of humiliating things to bring you.
It may very well be that, like, those of us here in the office are the only people who find them funny, but
we're going to share them anyway.
But we're going to share them anyway.
Awesome. Well, we also have a special guest in the studio today.
We have with us Tom from the Design Group.
How's it going, guys?
A favorite guest of ours.
That's right. How many times have you been on Radio Free now?
5 or 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Mostly recently, too.
Great.
Sure.
Good stuff.
So you guys decorated the office here today for the 100th episode.
That's right. We have the balloons and streamers going on, and all that good stuff. Not really.
No. We've added speakers because we have to play back all of the sound clips and see what's.
Yeah, actually, we did decorate. We got some speakers in here today. Awesome.
Neither here nor there. Where do things stand on Lord of the Rings this week?
The playtesting cards rolled in.
That's right.
So everybody's been building decks.
Now, these would be finished printed cards cut and in trays for us to build playtesting for the next set.
Yep, finished cut trays that we got from FedEx.
That's outstanding.
Yep, it was it's been a good couple days.
I imagine there have been a lot of visitors up in the playtesting room.
Actually, rumor has it, Tom, that you are the guy to beat right now. You built some nasty Nazgul deck. Have you lost? Come on, have you lost?
I lost once to Mike. I didn't draw my 4th companion, and then he got me. It was an interesting matchup because he was playing a deck that was just straight discard, both hand and deck size, and he had basically the alternate win condition card out that says if you have 5 burdens and no draw deck, you lose. Your ring bear is corrupted. So I was trying to be aware of that. So I wasn't trying not to draw down through too many cards, and I ended up never getting a 4th companion.
Ouch.
So the other thing that I hear, Tom, is that you have been able to kill one of your opponent's companions every single time it was their turn.
Pretty close.
Jeez.
Do some grievous damage.
Well, Nazguls are nasty.
Yep. So they've been doing the job so far. I think it's just they're the raw power, and normally it takes some somewhat subtle deck building to beat raw power.
True.
If you can't just match it with more raw power. So it's like in baseball when you come out of spring training and the pitchers are a little ahead of the hitters, or vice versa. The raw power is going to be a little bit ahead of everything else until people learn a little bit more about building the decks and work some defense to that end.
I also saw Mike was playing some pretty nasty Uruk-hai.
Yeah, those guys I think are going to be easy early favorites. They're strong. They all have damage +1. They typically have decent vitality, so they're not as thin as the Moria orcs are. So.
Yeah, the damage +1 can be really effective against a lot of the Fellowship characters that have only 3 vitality, because then you pretty much lock them out of using their abilities.
Yeah, one hit from those guys and you can't exert, so you lose all your game text basically.
Yep, it's bad stuff.
So they'll be, if you're teaching the game to somebody, a new player, that's probably the way that you really want to point them. Because it's just easy and strong right off the bat.
Sure. Yeah, I think it's looking like each of the different shadow cultures have their own distinctive feel. Like the Moria orcs are all about swarming your opponent. The Nazgul are all about raw power, and the Uruk-hai are sort of maybe a little bit in between, but they all have the damage +1 thing going on, so it really locks your opponent out of using a lot of their game text on their companions.
Maybe sort of in a chokish kind of mechanic is kind of where their niche is.
Well, the other thing is I think that both the Nazgul can end a character very quickly. The Moria orcs can end a game very quickly by just overwhelming, putting out too many minions to deal with. But I think that the Uruk-hai just wear down, and by about site 7 or 8, if you've been dealing with them all game, you're going to be low on vitality, low on the ability to use your game text, and they sort of run you out of options by the end of the game.
Right.
So, and they still hit pretty hard at the end of the game, and they're pretty affordable. So.
Well, tell us about the fourth culture too, the fourth shadow culture.
That's the Sauron orcs. They essentially make up that culture. They most resemble the Uruk-hai, but they have access to more corruption than most of the other strategies. The Nazgul have some corruption too, but those are the two that are probably highest. I think that the Sauron orcs are the highest, like the biggest culture as far as raw number of cards. I think a lot of that's reflected in the verbs, because they don't have that many more minions than anybody else.
Right.
But they just have some more options for deck building, for technicians.
Messing with weather, messing with...
Yeah, yep. What is it now? Isengard culture has a lot of the weather stuff, the weather spells. So their specialty, I really think, will eventually evolve to be the corruption side of things.
Right.
Because they most directly will reflect Sauron himself's influence on the game.
Sure.
So even the Nazgul get a slice of Sauron's influence. They do it very specifically, but the other culture will have the general oppressive verb play. Oppressive conditions will probably end up in that culture. So.
Right. So now that all the playtest cards are here in house, basically you're in a phase of maybe trying to purge what didn't actually get printed and learn what actually did.
Yeah, that's part of it. Trying to move on to actually developing the Minds of Moria set a little bit, but we want to get a lot of feel for the actual cards before we get to the point of writing too many of those cards, just to make sure that if some things are strong and some things are weak, we can make sure that we're writing cards with all of that in mind. So, and frankly, I'm hoping Ross doesn't hear this. It's just fun. I mean, we've been thinking about these cards for most of a year now, and just to finally have them here and play them, and we're just so excited. We keep hearing back from our Riders of Rohan program that the demos are going very well, and it's just nice to get the feel of playing with the cards, because they have the cards, and most of them got the cards before we had a chance to actually play with them. So to actually verify that ourselves is really neat.
The opportunity to go back and enjoy it as a game and not think of it as work quite so much.
In a large respect, that's how I'm just giving myself 3 or 4 days to just say, okay, screw the work end of things, just go build some fun decks and play and try to beat on people with the decks.
Sounds like you're successful so
far. What a terrible job.
Yeah, it's hard.
Maybe the next big test then, Tom, is when the cards actually get out there in the environment.
Yeah, that probably is it. Normally we'd say it's the first time that the public has exposure to it, but they've had a fair amount of exposure through the Riders of Rohan so far. So that test has pretty much been passed, and we just love hearing the stuff that we're hearing from that. So the next one will be probably release date. The first time people have a chance to open packs. And
coming up quick too, less than a month.
Yeah, it's great. I'm looking forward to that.
Foil cards have also been, the proof sheets, that is, have been circulating around the office this week.
Yeah, that's the last stage of production. Really. They print the regular cards, and then because the print runs are so much smaller, they print the foil cards. So we've been seeing those, and those look gorgeous.
There was some Sauron orc minion that had a bunch of jewelry in his face, and all the jewelry was foiled, and it looked so cool. I mean, this guy is, hideous looking, but he's got all these cool little gold rings stitching his face up all over the place, and it looked really good.
I think how the method that we use for doing foiling really, it's obviously not 3D, but it really makes some things jump out of the card. The highlighted things really just jump at you. So it's a neat treatment to see. It can really add something to some of those cards. Some of them it doesn't work as well, but some of them, the best of them, are really great.
Yep. Should be good.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yep.
So, we'll let you get back to it, and
your hard
day get those decks working.
Pseudo vacation.
Yeah. So go up there and build me a deck, man. Come on.
No.
You gotta build your own lightsaber there, Padawan.
There you go.
Dang it. All right. Well, I look forward to playing a game with you, Tom, and getting taught how to play.
Getting schooled.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, fellas, and looking forward to another 100 shows.
Thank you.
So before we turn you over to our less glamorous moment.
What a delicate way of putting that.
Thank you. We have a little bit of news to impart. Those of you who don't know, Masters of the Force hit stores this week on Wednesday, and that set has got all kinds of fun, good stuff for you Jedi Knight
It's got the Yoda theme, it's got the Emperor theme, it's got new themes for existing characters, all kinds of good stuff.
New set of Force cards.
That's right.
The blue ones, I believe it is.
I believe so.
And it's definitely something you want to look for if you're a fan of Jedi Knight.
Yeah, there's some really good characters like the Red Squadron guy.
Yeah.
He can play on any X-wing. So I mean that's just so good, so good.
Cool.
So Masters of the Force came out this last Wednesday. Be sure and check that out.
So what's up next?
We also have Reflections 3. Yesterday, we kind of put it out there that the street date for Reflections 3 is going to be October 31st, Halloween.
How ghoulish.
Yes. So that is sort of our trick-or-treat present to all of you out there. And we also are going to be announcing probably early next week. We'll have the details up on our website, but we're going to be doing Reflections 3 pre-releases. And so there's going to be, I believe 9 of these events in North America.
Okay.
So watch for those details because it's going to be really cool. Basically, what's going to happen is it's going to be a draft-style tournament. So each person's going to get 4 packs to draft with. They're each going to be allowed to bring 6 battleground locations for each side of the Force with them to play with, and but those 6 battleground locations can only be from Tatooine, Coruscant, or Naboo.
Okay.
So those are sort of the rules of the draft. And after that, here's hoping you get Lord Maul. Also, if you were living under a rock and didn't see it, the Reflections 3 complete spoiler list for the 100 premium cards and the 6 preview cards from
Theed Palace
came out yesterday. So be sure and check that out. You'll be ready to go when you go and play in the Reflections 3 pre-release.
Cool.
The pre-releases should be happening the weekend of the 27th and 28th.
Okay.
So those details will be up. Like
so
I
immediately
said,
before the release.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So that's good.
There you have it.
Should we get on to the mockery of all things that are us?
Indeed. That would be pretty much it.
All right. So the first clip that we have is when Sean Smallman here in the office got married not too long ago.
Right.
And we had him on the show shortly after he got married.
Right. Well, he got married and then had to go out to all these summer shows, and so he didn't get to see his wife for like the first 3 weeks they were married.
Right.
Basically.
Something like that.
So then he comes home and we're razzing him about coming home, basically.
Right. And we were like, so do you guys do anything fun when you got back? And for some reason, I don't know, we turned this into a musical.
So.
Here's the clip. Did you sing to her? Sing to us what you sang to her. I never get tired of that clip of Sean.
I've played that like 12 times and it cracks me up every time.
Anyway. Oh, good, Sean.
Most of our bloopers here revolve around segues or intros because contrary to what we would have you all think, we really don't prepare these things too carefully.
Not at all.
So
it's funny. Evan and I will often come into Radio Free and he'll hit the record button on the machine and then we'll sit there and look at each other like, I don't want to start this. Are you going to start it? And so we have a lot of those dialogues.
Yeah, here you go. Here's a whole bunch of them. You do the intro today.
All right.
I'm tired of doing the intro.
I'm tired of doing the intro.
Okay, here we go.
You're doing the intro.
All right, then I'm going in 3.
And you got to be clever. Clever this time. Extraordinarily clever.
You guys' voice got to be different.
Okay. Hello out there, everyone in Radio Free Decipher Land. This is Evan Lorenz coming at you from Norfolk. Okay.
You get to do it.
Okay, I'll do it.
Because
you did it last time?
No, because I don't want to.
Because you don't want to.
I don't want to. Well, speaking of, since we talked about it, that was a bad segue there.
Oh, it was awful.
Radio edit. I got to say that most of these clips are of me screwing up, man.
Yeah.
We need some of you. Do we have any of you?
Well, see, since I'm the one that actually does the recording, maybe I choose to selectively lose. the bad one.
Oh, that's so bad. All right, what do we got coming up next?
Well, a lot of a blooper. I think we'll just leave that one in.
Awesome.
Another batch of bloopers that we have generally revolve around testing equipment. We've got mic tests. It's really, really bad when we have to do a phone interview, and so here's a batch. We always have to like test it out and make sure the phone's working, because we're not the only ones that use this studio. The Boy Crazy group also uses this studio, so there's always knobs out of alignment and stuff, and we've got to test everything. So here you go.
Very, very nice.
Let's call Kevin.
Hello, Radio Free.
Hi, Cool 101. This is Evan Lorenz. How are you doing this afternoon?
Very good. You could be a little bit louder, sir.
How about that?
I don't know. I don't know how to do it. We're just messing around with this.
You're our guinea pig.
Try now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Nope.
Can you hear me now? Kevin?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
How is my sound test? My sound test. Hello.
A little bit more.
Hello.
Okay.
Now, is that good?
I can't believe you recorded me singing.
I know. Well, as I was telling them as we were putting this together, half of the people who listen to RFD cannot tell us apart anyway, so...
I can't believe you put me, Evan Lorenz, on the radio singing.
No. All right.
Terrible.
We have another batch of bloopers that basically revolve around us not knowing what day it is, which you would think wouldn't be a hard thing.
Many of you that are longtime Radio Free listeners know that we record actually on Thursdays. We record Radio Free Decipher, but it's broadcast on Friday.
So we always try and talk as though it's Friday. A lot of TV shows do it, and maybe this is how we feel professional. So,
But we're terrible at it.
Yes. So here you go.
All right, well, we've got some tournament news to talk about. The Coruscant expansion for Star Wars CCG was just released 2 days ago, and radio edit. I knew you were going to correct me, and you threw me way off. All right, RFD, September 20th, 21st something.
2001.
What? Brilliant. Take one. Brilliant. Ouch. Ouch, baby.
That was very ouch. So I guess we'll leave you with one last clip, which we chose for last. We like it because it's somebody else screwing up and not us.
That's right. We want you guys to think highly of us.
There you go.
That we're these consummate professionals.
So
let's make fun of someone else, shall we?
All right.
Today.
To tell you how brain dead I am today, I've been sorting my binder for hours.
I saw that.
Just killing time till the news strikes.
That's exactly it.
Until what news strikes?
Muse.
Oh, right.
Until Sharon Stone comes to live in my house.
Ah, awesome. Buddy.
What was that from?
The Muse.
Oh.
So there you go.
Wow. Lots of fun. It's been so much fun, Evan, sharing the studio with you.
Aw, you're getting all sentimental on me.
Yeah,
No, it's cool. It's fun.
I hope everybody out there
will actually come back for a 101 after that.
That's right. But has as much fun listening to Radio Free Decipher as we have bringing it to you.
Absolutely.
And hope to see everyone around for another 100 shows.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.